Hello, let's talk. Let's talk. Are you with me? Are you with me? All right, so let's get right into it. This is the first part of this course, social media marketing. Social media marketing. First, let's start with some introduction. I want to first of all help you gain a better understanding of what social media marketing really is. And by definition, it's simply the use of social media platforms to connect with your audience and build brand, increase sales, or drive traffic. That's simply the definition of social media marketing. The use of social media platforms to connect and build brand, increase sales, drive traffic, reach people, and other objectives. Now, if that's the case, why has it been so difficult getting results on social media? If you run a business, if you are trying to work for a company, or if you currently work for a company, you should know what I'm talking about. It's not so easy to get results for social media. Here's my number one commandment of social media marketing: it's socialize, socialize, socialize. What do I mean? When people like Mark Zuckerberg were building Facebook, they didn't build it for the purpose of selling. We need to realize that they built it first of all as a platform to enable people connect. And that purpose hasn't changed. It's why when you go on Instagram, you're not going there. You never go on Instagram like, let me go and be served an advert. You're not trying to be advertised to. You're going there for connection. You want to pass time. Which means if you want to succeed on social media as well, you need to meet people in the mind frame that they are. And people are in the mind frame of being entertained. They want to relax. So whether you're trying to sell, whether you're trying to grow your brand, you need to tap into that psychography. You need to also meet people in that mental state. This is the most critical thing to know about social media marketing: is socialize, socialize, socialize. Even if you want to tell them the most serious thing, there is a way you can make it less tense. To get results on social media, you need to respect the original purpose of the platform. It's not made for you to sell, it was made for people to connect. So you have to go through the route of connection. This is the first thing that you have to note. The second thing is, there are four major purposes of social media marketing, generally speaking. The first is, I've put it in acronym RCBC. RCBC. That's to reach. Because almost everyone is on social media. So let me give you a funny story. There is a woman on my street in Lagos who sells groceries, like it's what we call a shop. This woman is not, you know, doesn't have a tertiary education, speaks Yoruba. There was a day I went to buy something from her after I traveled for a while, and she said, I really need TikTok, which means I saw you on TikTok. I was like, oh, really? She was even describing the video that she watched of me, talking about branding. And that just told me and reminded me something, that everyone is now on social media, whether you like it or you notice. I know before we used to feel like, okay, only the elite, educated people, but now anyone can be reached on social media. You might not be able to reach their entire population, but you can reach a good fraction of them on social media, which is powerful. And that's the first purpose of social media marketing: it helps you reach anyone. The second purpose of social media is to connect. You want to connect with people. You want people to connect with your brand. You want them to feel like they know you. Make them connect to your message. And the third purpose is to build. And it follows a sequence. You have to first of all reach someone before you form a connection. After the connection is formed, it takes time to build it, which is one of the pitfalls we have on social media marketing. Is we want to advertise today and want to get results today. You might be lucky and that happens, but in most cases, it takes time to build people's interest and earn their trust. So that needs to happen before conversion happen. Conversion means selling, meeting your business goals. That's what conversion means. So take note of these four purposes of social media marketing. First is to reach people. Whenever you need to reach people, social media is the place. If you want to connect, then you build, then you convert. First you reach, You form a connection, you build that connection, giving them nice content, relatable content before you ask for the sale. And let me use the opportunity to recommend a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vaynerchuk. It's a book that talks about this thing, concept, so you can check it out. Next, I'll give you an overview of social media use. I'm not trying to just throw numbers around, but this would help you because I want you to be very solid at this scale. Is currently, as of April 2023, there are 4.8 billion social media users. That's over 60% of the entire world's population are on social media. So you see that truly you can find anyone on social media. These are numbers about the growth. I don't really want to dwell here. I'll just talk about the interesting fact. The average daily time spent on social media by each user is 2 hours, 24 minutes, which means that's enough time for you to get their attention. The average number of platforms that each user uses in a month is around 6.6. That's six. And if you think about it truly, you have WhatsApp, you use Instagram, you use TikTok, you use LinkedIn, you use Twitter, and you probably use Pinterest. So truly, the average person uses like six platforms. That's enough place to reach them. And in terms of, let me see, is there any other very interesting or key thing? These are data about population, age, but these are the most critical thing that I feel everyone should note. Next is what are the platforms that people use the most? You need to know that the most used social media platform is still Facebook. It has grown to 3 billion people right now, followed by YouTube. YouTube is actually the second largest social media platform with 2 point, almost 2.5 billion users, followed by your fave, WhatsApp. WhatsApp has 2 billion users. And next is Instagram. Instagram has grown actually. It was on number six as at last year or 2 years ago. Now it's on number four. And TikTok is fast growing as well. For a platform that came out, under a decade ago, it's growing really fast. And I see it overtaking WeChat definitely the next 1 year and getting close to overtaking TikTok. I mean, Instagram. So these are the platforms that people use the most all over the world. Now, let's talk about the reasons why people use social media. Why is this important? When you understand why people use social media, then you can know how to tailor your messages to meet their needs. You need to meet people at the point of their need. You can't just go there and try to force your message on them. The number one reason that people use social media is to keep in touch with family and friends. Put yourself, like think about it yourself. When you go on WhatsApp, when you post on your story, what are you really trying to do? You're trying to keep in touch. You want people to know you're alive. You want them to see, the food you're eating. You want them to know what's going on with your business. That's what you are about when you go on social media. And it's the same for almost everybody. As a matter of fact, that accounts for 48% of population go on social media to keep in touch. They want to update people. You went to the beach, you want people to see how nice your life is. And the next thing is feeling spare time. You see that that's also very huge, which means someone is at work, they've been working from 9 a.m., it's 2 p.m., they need a break. They flip up Instagram, they go through feed. In that moment, you are now coming to tell them, hello, I have this bag. If your bag is not somehow helping that passing of time, you won't really get their attention. Can you see why we don't succeed on social media most of the time? Is we are going there with such a serious mindset. We just want to sell, 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 which is not bad, but you need to just be more strategic about it. The next thing is reading news and stories. I can tell you that people do this a lot on Twitter. They want to see what's going on in the world. The next thing is finding content. Maybe they want to, learn how to do something. They'll go and search and then seeing what's being talked about, finding inspiration for things to buy, to do and buy. Instagram, Pinterest, finding products to purchase, Instagram as well, I believe, and TikTok, watching live streams, YouTube. So these are the needs. You need to know this so that whenever you're working on social media, you can be positioned for them. That's the key. And that's why I make sure to include this in this course. You need to know the psychography, first of all. Now, in terms of main reason for using social media, it differs with age. So these are age brackets. For people that are 16 to 24 years, it's more about keeping in touch with family and passing spare time. For people that are 25 to 34 years old, it's more about the same too. In fact, but you will notice that for people that are from 45 to 54, reading news stories comes second, which means as you grow older, it seems people's psychologies and psychography are different. They are in a different mind frame. And that makes sense. But in all, if your target audience are people from 16 to 35, then their key purpose of using social media is to connect with people and to fill up spare time. Period. You can study the others. Now, what are people's favorite social media platform? Isn't this interesting to know? When you know people's favorite social media platform, then you know the platform not to joke with. And the number one is WhatsApp, which makes sense because WhatsApp is that place that once you have anyone's number, you connect with them. I may not necessarily get to follow you on Instagram, but the moment I have your phone number, I am going to see your update on WhatsApp. It makes sense that WhatsApp is that platform because it's been around for the longest of time. The next is Instagram. Instagram is actually is the second most preferred social media platform for most people, followed by WeChat. So WeChat is mostly in the Asian continent, China, and they have a large population, but it doesn't really mean that. So unless that's the market you're targeting, please go on WeChat. Next is Facebook, and TikTok is the fifth, and down the rest like that. So these are also further data. They are just a lot. You can research on them. But in summary, the key thing I will still bring out of this is, as you have seen, people use social media to entertain themselves, to fill up spare time, to connect with people. And we need to also do that. That's where I would end this and, see the time spent. Okay. What's the first thing to do before you run social media or before you get into social media? You need to have a goal in mind. Most of us got into social media because it just feels like the place to be. Every business is going on social media. So let me open a page. But the problem is you didn't go with an approach in mind. You didn't have a goal. And that's the first place that we'll be starting. In this course, I want to take you back from scratch. You need to set a goal. Why? Because it would help you structure and streamline your efforts. Let me give you an example. If you know that your goal is to build followers on Instagram, for example, the kind of content you'll be creating will be different from someone who is trying to sell 50 bags a day. You are just trying to connect, entertain people, which means you can afford to post memes all day long. Meanwhile, someone who doesn't have that in mind can't afford such a luxury. The next thing is it will help you prove that your marketing is working. If you don't have a goal, how will you know that what you're doing is not working? That's why it's important. And then manage your budget. If you have a goal of reaching people, it's clearly differentiated from trying to sell. You will know where to pour your money in. And overall, it would help you maintain a consistent brand. You won't be trying to appeal to Gen Zs today. Tomorrow, you are trying to sell to 45-year-olds. Can you see why this is important? And generally, there are 8 types of social media marketing goals that you can set. You can set it across board. You can set different kind of goals, and I'll tell you more. First is increase brand awareness goal, which means you want to set a goal of reaching more people with your business. You can say, I want to be reaching 10,000 users per month. If you are just going on social media and you had just 50 followers your first month, and this is your goal, this should be your goal. You need to reach more people. What does that do for you? It tells you that you need to create more content. You need to make your content more relatable so that it spreads and reach more people. Or it would inform you that you need to spend in advertising so that you can cover more ground in a short time. The second goal is increasing website traffic. Most people build website and expect magic to happen. I have done a lot of website. My agency has built a lot of site for clients, and then you look back 6 months after, no traffic. You are not Google. People don't know you already. You need to advertise your site, send them there via your social media. So social media can be used to drive website traffic. The next thing is to build community. By that, I mean grow your followers. Your followers are a community. Next is to boost conversion of sales. You can set sales target. I want to be selling 5 bags of, of bags, 5 bags daily. That's one. Or I want to sell 50 bags a month. I want to sell 50 outfits a month. I want to sell 50 lapel mics. Different goals. The next kind of goal is to build brand reputation. You can say, I want to be closely shown. You know, when you visit Instagram and you see, let's say you check CNN and you click on that drop down, that it will show you similar pages to CNN. You can intend that I want to build my brand such that when people are viewing my competitor's page, my page comes up based on how well I built the reputation. That can be your goal. You can also use it to generate leads, which means, do you want to DM people randomly, or do you want to run advert and then get leads for it? It's also used to deliver customer service. It's a great platform. People can easily DM you and get their responses. And finally, it helps you gain marketing insights. You want to know what time your followers are responding more. You want to know which city in Nigeria or which country in the world most of your followers are from. So these are some goals that you can have for your marketing. Okay, so this is the end of this module, and I have two things for you to do. I would like you to set one goal regarding your community growth. I said there are different kind of goals you can set. You can set others for yourself. You want to increase your website traffic, that's fine. But for the purpose of this course, I need you to set two goals. One is your community goal and your conversion goals, which means how many followers do you want to have by the end of this course? Yes. Is it 1,000 extra? Is it you're on 500 currently, you want to get to 2K? Make it very clear. And then your sales goal. This is going to happen after this program. From the end of this program, how many sales, how much sales, how many products, how much in income do you want to be making on a monthly, daily, or weekly basis? I need you to send me that detail. Either send it in this LMS platform, comment it down below, or send it through our WhatsApp community, and I will help you review it. I will check your current followers and see how feasible it is, and then we'll further discuss. I hope you learned a lot from this course. This is just to prepare your mind for what is to come. In the next class, I'm going to be talking about, let me quickly confirm that. Yeah, we'll be talking about target audience, defining your target audience, knowing what people want. It's going to be an interesting one. Thank you for watching. I hope that you gain a lot of insight from this. I will see you in the next module. Remember to connect with us on Instagram at Yad Academy NG. That's YADACADEMYNG on Instagram, and follow our updates, share your learning process with us, tag us, and let's have a wonderful time. Thank you once again.